Hey, Dinarland Ninja here. Today is Thursday, July 25th, 2019, and this is some Dinarland highlights from July 24th, 2019. Starting off with Mountain Goat. This is reference to Mountain Goat post on 7/23, 2019. Says this re-rating process has occurred already since 2012 over and over again when the new system was initiated. It should be obvious to everyone that there were still errors/bugs in the algorithms back then that needed fixing. Also, another problem was how to represent the contractor rates separate from the market rates. This too is now all fixed. The rates change because they rerun the application from time to time, just as they will do when it all goes live someday. So right now it's still in beta test mode. They're still flushing out bugs, but it is now very stable. Okay, Caparoni said, I think it's funny nobody ever knew what Article 8 was until me, and Guru and Norstay started talking about this 7 or 8 years ago. What Article 8 is in a national standard that the IMF has created. All the central banks around the world try to achieve that level in the way it's worded. They should constantly be striving to move to Article 8. You don't want to sit in Article 14. The rate has not moved, it's pegged to the dollar. Monitoring any kind of Forex or other service is a waste of time because it's just reflecting the dollar strengthening or weakening. The only official site for the dinar is CBI, IQ. The official rate of the dinar is 11.90, and as I stated, it is pegged. The market rate or street rate is the rate that the dinar is sold in Iraq, which is currently around 12.05 within the IMF 2% compliance. Okay, now from Bruce and the Big Call said, what is interesting about Iraq is that the rate would be flashing, which means it's not tradable. Then all of a sudden it would not be flashing and we would have fluctuation of the rate. It would come up for 2, 4, or 6 hours and then it would come back to flashing. I'm sure they were fluctuating and being traded upward, and they want them to be traded towards the higher end where the dinar is supposed to start. We know that the dinar, because it is gold back, it has good value and it will have a good value. This is my only theory. I believe that some of this flashing of the dinar is absolutely manipulated. It is not Iraq is not ready. They have been ready. We haven't been ready for them to go live. The US and in some cases of the countries aren't really ready. Now I think everything is about ready now. My theory is that dinar flashing will stop and the rate will be live and fluctuating when everything else is ready for this to go. So this point is even though the rates are still flashing on the Iraqi dinar, that could change in an instant. Redemption Center staff were on 24-hour call this afternoon, so tell me that they know it is imminent. They know it could go in any moment. Okay, Mark Z via PDK. Folks in Zurich are expecting appointments at 4 p.m. today. My guys in Asia did not get to exchange yet. I spoke to contacts in Hong Kong, Singapore, and China. They are also waiting. My guys at the Redemption Center are just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. I still believe the holdup is our U.S. Treasury. I could be wrong, but that is what I believe. I have very good sources in Iraq and in the military, and they both say it could happen at any time between now and mid-August. They are very confident. They must have some intel they have seen that they cannot share with me just yet. Many intel people say this is the week, by Friday, by the 26th. Okay, now Adam Montana. It says, Iraq is currently operating on a budget fit for a pauper, even though by rights Iraq should be one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Iraq has in the past operated on budgets and status befitting their actual situation. That situation being one of the wealthiest nations in the world. The people who hold physical dinar simply benefit by the increase in value, just like we will. A new printed currency comes out within weeks or even days of the rate change, and we're all aware that the new notes are ready to be printed, if not already printed and being held for distribution. Iraq is currently in the final stages of preparation to return to their previous status in the world. They are not a country that has been in poverty for centuries. They are barely over a decade into their current situation. They've had a short setback in their financial system, but at their core, they are a rich country, and this is not a huge mental shift for them to return to prosperity. The budget, in my opinion, is not something that will hold them back. A few strokes of the pen and some clicks of a mouse, and the budget is adjusted. And that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in.